And Jason too.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
At this point, my deal breakers really it just comes more so down to comfort if I'm buying like a ready-made thing. So if I put something on, or get a package and I'm okay, cool, try it on right away. If I'm not like instantly comfortable with how it feels and fits, it's gone. Like it goes right back. It goes back on the rack. Goes back in the box. It is like it has to be perfect out of the box. With comfort
I get that.
and like the important parts of it, like how it hits. Like I'll walk around it, and I'll sit in it. I'll do squats, lunges. I'll
You're that guy.
do a jumping jack. Yeah, I'm that guy. Oh, in the privacy of my own home.
Oh yeah, I had people come into a store and do that shit, and I'm like,
same. They'll buy like a bespoke suit. They're like, wait a minute, let me see if I can do a fucking like
let me see if I can do the
roll. Yeah.
Let me see if I can do the Olympics in this. Get the fuck out.
So like that's like the first thing, and then also the other eliminator is if I just kind of like I'll go over the garment like my hands and like look at the seams and like how it's sewn, how it's constructed. If it just kind of doesn't feel like a quality make and a quality fabric, or if the buttons suck, I'll send it back too. Because usually I'm paying close to full price or full price for something at that point. So if I don't feel like as a brand new product it's not up to par, I will send it back and seek out something else.
Have a good hand feel.
Yeah, like I feel like at this point, I've come to realize that those things may not used to have been disqualifiers for me, but over time, those are the exact items in my closet and wardrobe that have gone back to eBay, been given away to friends, donated away. And it's commonly for those reasons is why something doesn't stick around in my wardrobe and why I get rid of them. And then like the final thing, which is, no fault of the manufacturer, let's just say, or the brand or the company. But it's really just putting it on in the mirror and sometimes wearing it. And like just deciding if it's a little bit more of an emotional component. Like, does this feel like something I would wear or that matches my personality or, my aesthetic? Even if I'm trying something new, I kind of like check myself, even look in the mirror, see if I look doofy in it. And I have, I feel like I could wear most anything, but that doesn't mean necessarily that I should.
Yeah, you should, yeah, right.
And I feel like, there's definitely some things like I blogged about, like Gurkha pants. I think they look great on a lot of other people, but tried Gurkha pants, tried Gurkha shorts. I just feel like I look ridiculous wearing them, and they're not really me. I think it's cool. I love all the detailing on them. It's an interesting look, but end of the day, I'm not someone who wants to fuss around with that waistband. I don't like. I'm kind of the opposite. I think most of the people here, I don't like a super high waist like that. It's just not comfortable for me to wear and
get out.
Yeah. So yeah, get out like you need to take a dump. So it just takes a while. So, but yeah, that's just like those kind of things that like the practicality of using it and wearing it, and how you look and feel in it. Just kind of like listening to like that little voice of doubt in your head, that gut instinct, I think really kind of like helps me decide on things. And over time, that's something you learn more about through experience. When you're first starting to get into clothes, you don't know those things because you don't know what you like or dislike. But over time, definitely you hone in on it. And, at this point, having worked at a store, having worked at this current job, I've been able to try on a lot of things without committing to buying them and seeing them on other people. So it's been nice to kind of like work through a lot of that. And I think I'm making a lot less bad or disappointing purchases now than I used to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I definitely agree, because that's something for me and Spencer. Sometimes, when we're at flea markets, because again, we prefer now to buy things in person, pick it ourselves, as opposed to buying online as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't like buying online.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of buying online. Most of my favorite things I bought
And yeah, a
They're
lot of
just
those
they're
things
not
are
seeing
done,
something.
when
Yeah.
you can, when you just kind of vibe with it, like you said, like you'll know it when you touch it, you'll know how it feels, and occasionally, I guess like you'll touch it first, and then if it passes that check, then you try it on, and if it passes that check, then you probably will buy that kind of thing if it passes
Yeah.
both of those things, because you won't notice it unless you are intrigued by the garment first, and then touching it, then try putting it on, and everything. And also, good point about the Gurkhas. I mean, I really want to discuss like the whole finding out whether a style is for you on Saturday. So guys, tune in for that one. That's gonna be a fun discussion about trying and exploring styles, and not liking them or finding out how they apply. But yeah, I mean, with in regards to like the vibe thing, I mean, I think that one that I've kind of talked about a little bit before is like I love foulard ties and geometric style ties, print ties, but I definitely know internally whether one's gonna be good or not. Like I just have this
Yeah. You
feeling of
may
like,
just
okay, that's a good one, that's a bad one, and a lot
Well,
of
it comes
people,
with
like they'll.
understanding yourself. You understand.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's almost like art, right? Like not everyone's gonna like the same kind of art. Not everyone's even like with Rothko, people are gonna be like, well, that's a good Rothko, that's a bad Rothko. It's like people have these opinions, which you can't really fight on it, other than like someone says it's bad, someone says it's good. But yeah, I mean, I've been around like at Drake's where like with my friends or saying stuff, and someone will be like, oh, dude, this is such a good tie, you should get it. And I'm like, no, I don't like it. And they're like, why not? I'm like, I can't tell you, just I don't like it,
Yeah,
And
sometimes there's no technical reason why you don't like something. You just don't like the look of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And sometimes,
That's totally
if
fine.
you're able to verbalize it, like for me, I know I like soft squares. I think I mentioned this like a little bit before, where like if it's a
I think you mean
geometric repeating
circles.
square, like little oblong, kind of like soft squares. I think is what Michael Hill called them in a in like an interview or something like that. But it's like I like ones that are kind of spaced out, medium size, stuff. And if it's not like that, then it's a deal breaker because it's just not good enough, And I think that it's okay to kind of decide on things like that. Same thing with like lapels. I think even if we all might like wide lapels, I think there's a couple times when we'll look at something ready to wear and we'll be like, well, that's not good, and you can't really say why, but it's just like just a deal breaker or
It's
something. And I
usually
think,
button pocket harmony for me.
100%,